Today we're going to have a look at the Mossberg 930 SPX 12 gauge. We're going to explore the features, the functionality, and discuss some of the high points and the low points. And most importantly, we're going to shoot it. So before I start running my yapper too much, let's go out to the Northwoods range and take this thing out for a spin. Alright, here it is. I wish there was a better way to show off long guns on video where you could still see the detail, but this is the 930. Easily my favorite firearm out of the ones that I own, and I do not get to shoot it to its full potential in Hawaii because the range is slugs only. So let's load it up. Takes 3" and 2 3/4, and generally found it to be pretty reliable. Even light target loads actually do a pretty bang up job. So without further ado, silhouette target, phone book. Awesome. And we'll use our number 8 shot, 930, again against a man-sized target, and the phone book down below. Here's a close-up of the action. We've got the aluminum upper receiver, steel Parkerized barrel, last shot hold open. I love this. Bolt release. That's fancy. And the tang safety. Those of you who are hardcore gun guys may have recognized tang safety and pistol grip. It makes it difficult to operate swiftly. You gotta change the position of your hand. And we've also got this little metal stud here that protrudes when the gun's cocked. That's a lot of talking. Why don't we shoot something again? Spaghetti squash? Got an 18" barrel, cylinder bore, no capacity for chokes, and the permanently affixed front sight, which is a nice vivid fiber optic, and in the rear. And we've got a nice windage and elevation adjustable ghost ring that comes with it, and that's mounted to the Picatinny rail. Also included. Some Federal double-aught buck, 2 3/4". Obviously the furniture is polymer. We do have a nice padded buttstock and a capacity to add spacers. And then we've got the sling stud here as well as another one up on front. So if I do have a complaint about this thing, it's the foregrip. The thing's kind of flimsy, and the flash from the casting process is just hanging on there. It's polymer and it's kind of compresses when you squeeze it, and it's not great. There are aftermarket pick rail versions for it though, so if you don't mind adding a little extra weight, you can get rid of that for something a little more sturdy. As you can see, this is tube fed, and as for capacity, you have 7 in the tube and 1 in the pipe. And yes, these are snap caps. So here's one of the quirks. As I understand it, some guns you can load and as long as it gets past the elevator, you're good to go. With this thing, if you don't get it in the tube and clicked in place, it's going to shoot back behind the elevator, and you're going to need a screwdriver to get that out of there. So as I understand it, that is a function of the way this thing can be unloaded. So bear with me here. Pull the bolt back, push up the ramp, and then hit the bolt release. This is going to hit the camera. And it'll dump the tube. And then you can rack out that last one. I feel like I've been talking for a long time again. What do you say we go shoot some dry ice?
That's cool.
You're gonna burn yourself.
Quiet you.
Yeah, you're totally gonna burn yourself.
Too late.
Oh, good.
All right, well, I'm gonna go get another can, set it on. So I've got 2 rounds of slugs and 2 rounds.
You're yelling.
Yeah, I know, but they're gonna have a hard time. I said we got 2 rounds of slugs and 2 rounds of triple-aught buckshot and a Mossberg 930. Ready, Alyssa?
No.
Come on.
No.
This is gonna be awesome.
Come on.
All right. Ooh, that's hot.
I think you missed.
Nice one. Well, we shot that straight down into the dirt, about a ½ inch.
Oh.
And here's some dry ice. And here's some dry ice. Oh. Great news.
What? Did it work?
Oh yeah. Everybody stand back. That was the slug.
Oh, that was nice. Birds didn't like it. They're ready to peck you in the head. They're wrecking their nests.
All right. Excellent.
For those of you curious about recoil, this is a piston gun, and the piston is cleverly wrapped around the magazine. Gas vents off the barrel as you'd expect, and that in turn operates the bolt with a couple of metal rods that come back there and push on it. I'm told that semi-autos have less recoil than pump and brake action shotguns. With high brass rounds, slugs, and buckshots, this thing's still got a fair amount of recoil. Let's see that in action. And the sights are plenty accurate for shooting inanimate objects at 15 to 25 yards. But what if you want to reach out a little bit? And you're going to see my 50-yard zero target from when I first got the shotgun. Ignore the 30 caliber holes. And that's a little high at that range, but should be good out to 100. And then, obviously, for short-range shooting, its credentials are impeccable. They can't be pecked. I tried. You can't. I got in a little trouble for this one. It was a little more dramatic than I expected. Oof, that was some cleanup. I'm actually about to the end of my list here. I got a couple criticisms to discuss that the wary consumer should be interested in, and then we'll go out with a bang. So for cleaning, to get the trigger off, you have to drive out these 2 pins. They're held in place by spring tension inside, and when you get the trigger out, you have to be careful with it because additional pins are just held in place by friction. If you're not keeping an eye on it, they'll fall out, and I've not taken it down beyond that. Breaking this thing down is going to deserve its own video, but the short version is you screw off the mag tube. That goes shooting off into the closet. The spring gets out there. The cat plays with that. Then you have to be very careful to put all the parts in order. And the piston gets filthy. They recommend cleaning it about every 500 shots. And that is where a lot of the reliability concerns come with it. I've had a few hang-ups with some low brass. I've never had any problems with high brass rounds. So it's been a fantastic workhorse, if not a fantastic show horse. And believe me, there's many more things that have been shot than what we saw today. Let's go out with the 2-liter and call it a day. Thanks for coming along and having a look at one of my absolute favorite firearms.
And fire at will.
Oh yeah, and here Mossberg markets this thing as a self-defense shotgun, but that's got to be a typo.